Hi everyone, we're going to establish this trig identity by first finding the common denominator. You notice that these denominators here are different, so I'm going to just put them together. Cosine of theta times 1 minus sine of theta, and then like we did in the easier part, you're just going to cross here. It's not really cross, it's just a technique. So I'm going to write this as 1 minus sine of theta squared plus cosine theta squared, right? And then after that, we're going to go ahead and take care of this part. Remember, this is your a minus b squared equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So that's what I'm going to do with this. My a would be 1, and my b equals sine of theta. All right, so we're going to do 1 minus 2 sine plus sine squared. That's this part. Then I'm going to add my guy here, cosine squared, and then just copy the denominator down. The tendency is to go ahead and distribute. Try not to do that until you figure out this numerator part. Well, the first thing we notice here is that let's see. Okay, the first thing you notice is that this is equal to 1. So if this is 1, and to save space, I'm just going to write this as equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So I'm going to write 2 minus 2 sine of theta over my denominator. Now I'm going to factor out a 2 in the numerator, which is, remember, we got that 2 there. So we get 1 minus sine of theta over cosine of theta times 1 minus sine of theta. Now you can cancel these. This equals 1. So we get 2 over cosine of theta, which we know this 1 over cosine is secant. So that's going to be 2 secant of theta, which is our desired result. Or you could have taken this one and wrote this as 2 times 1 over cosine of theta, which would have given you this one. Okay, the next one's the same thing. My common denominator, I'm going to put those together. So I'm going to have cosine of theta times 1 plus sine of theta. And I'm just going to kind of cross here. You get cosine squared of theta plus 1 plus sine of theta squared. I'm going to take care of this. So it's going to be I'm going to write this guy down first. And then go ahead and factor this. It's going to be 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine squared of theta all over my common denominator. Now, I know that cosine squared plus sine squared is 1. So I'm going to write that up here. So that's going to be 1 plus 1 plus 2 sine of theta over cosine of theta times 1 plus sine of theta. Now this equals 2, so I'm going to factor out a 2, and I get 1 plus sine of theta over cosine of theta times 1 plus sine of theta. This cancels, and this is going to be 2 secant of theta. And I already realized I forgot to write that down here. This is supposed to equal 2 secant of theta. And that's all. The next video is going to be a technique, a new technique. And the other one is going to be, so it's going to be about factoring and dividing again. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.